Hello and welcome back. I'm Joseph Hoffman. Today we are learning how to write our own composition using a haiku. A haiku you may have heard of before. It's a kind of poem. The first line has to have 5 syllables, then 7 syllables, and then 5 syllables again on the last line. So I made up a haiku for this lesson today, and I'm going to share my haiku with you. Then on your own, you're going to write a haiku, and then you're going to write your own song. So first, I'll share my haiku. I decided to write a haiku about Mount Hood. I live in Portland near Mount Hood, and I think it's a very awesome looking mountain. Here's a picture of Mount Hood. The cool thing about Mount Hood is it's snow covered all year round, even in the summer. So here's my haiku. Mount Hood, tall and proud, always capped with cold white snow, even in summer. Now, once you have your haiku, the next step will be to try to come up with a rhythm for your haiku, and then we'll turn that rhythm into a melody. So let's come over to a heartbeat page, and I'll show you how I can use the heartbeat page to help me figure out a rhythm for my haiku. So our job is to figure out a rhythm that matches my haiku. My first line goes Mount Hood, tall and proud. Now let's figure out what rhythm that is. Ba, 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 ba. So I had a quarter note for Mount Hood, and then tall, and I did like 2 eighth notes, and then proud was my quarter note. Mount Hood, tall and proud. Now I could have done it differently. I could have done Mount Hood, tall and proud, but I didn't like that. So this is the rhythm that I want for my song. Since I'm the composer, I get to choose. When you're writing your own rhythm, you can choose the rhythm you want. Now my next line goes, always capped with cold white snow. Ba, 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 ba. So my rhythm on that line was T, 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 ta. I'll add the note heads and beams. If you're ever in a hurry to write a rhythm, you can do what I did, where you just draw the vertical lines to show how many sounds were in each beat, and you can go back and fill in the beams and note heads later. So now I have always capped with cold white snow. And I like that, so I'm going to keep that rhythm. My last line is even in summer. And here I'm not sure what rhythm I want, so let's try out some different ones. I could go even in summer. That was okay. Let's see what else I could do. I could go even in summer. No, that wasn't quite right. I think what I like best is even in summer. So that would be ta, ti, ti, ta, ta. Now let's listen to the rhythm of my whole haiku. Mount Hood, tall and proud, always capped with cold white snow, even in summer. Great, I like that rhythm. So now I'm ready to try adding a melody. Okay, we're ready to try adding a melody to this composition. And I'm going to choose the A minor pentascale for this composition. Mountains have such a majestic feeling, and I think minor, in addition to being able to sound spooky or lonely, I think it can also sound powerful and noble. So I'm going to use A minor, and I think the first step ought to be, when you're composing your own song, to try a few different options for each line and then choosing the one you like best. For example, my first line, Mount Hood, tall and proud, I'm going to try a few different things and then choose the one I like best. Remember, since it's your composition, you can choose whatever notes you want to play. Here's the first one I'm going to try. Mount Hood, tall and proud. Okay, that was all right. Let's try a couple more. All right, here's another one. And I like that one the best, I think. Mount Hood, tall and proud. So once you have one that you like, you'll write the letters in on your heartbeat page. So I had A, E, D, E, C. All right, now we're ready to try the next line. I had always capped with cold white snow. Let's try some different options. Okay, let's try another one. That was good. Let's try one more. Yeah, I think I liked that one. So I did D, E, C, B, D, C, B. I'll write that one in. Almost done. Now for my last line, let's try. That was almost it, but let me try changing one thing. Even in summer. And I like to end on do because it makes the song sound final to me. Even in summer. So I'm going to write that down. Now I'm going to try my whole song to make sure I like it. Mount Hood, tall and proud, always capped with cold white snow, even in summer. Now, as you're composing your own song, if there's anything you don't like, feel free to change it. But I think I liked that, so I'm going to keep it. The last step would be to try to add chords. Okay, for chords, I'm just going to use a do-so chord in the A minor pentascale, and I'm going to play half notes every 2 beats with my left hand. And let's see how we like that. Now I'd like you to take a turn composing your own original song. First, create a haiku. Remember, a haiku can be about anything you like, but it needs to have 5 syllables, then 7 syllables, then 5 syllables on the last line. Once you have your haiku, then compose a rhythm to go along with your haiku. Once you have the rhythm, then it's time to add a melody. Choose a position for your haiku, and then try out different melodies. You can experiment as many times as you need to find a melody that you like. Once you've chosen the notes you like, write in the notes, and then try putting it all together, and you can even add chords in the other hand. Have lots of fun making your own composition, and please feel free to share it with me. You can upload a video and post it to our Facebook page so I can hear it too. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Would you like to hear my haiku? Oh, sure. All right. Dancing, twirling girl, her graceful beauty inspires. All pause to notice. What do you mean, Would you like to hear my haiku? Well, sure. Remember, a haiku has 5 syllables, 7 syllables. I know how to do a haiku. Okay. Here I go. Bugs, 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 bugs. I like bugs because they're cool. Bugs, 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 bugs. Well, it was inspiring. Bugs, 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 bugs. Ah, a bug!